Hey, what's up, dudes? HW here. Super excited to announce that the official SineWave Continuum OD Pack is available right now at ToneJunkieStore.com. Here are just a couple of the tones inside. All right, there's a ton to cover, and this is a big pack. If you are on Kemper, QC, ToneX, NAMM, you're going to find like 80-something captures inside here, if you count all the directs. There's directs, there's stuff with cabs, with speakers, two different cabs, two different speakers, G1265, what you might expect from an amp kind of in this vein, and then M75, something a lot more just vintage, kind of Marshall 412 type thing, just a big, because this thing can get a bit rockin'. Anytime you see B, it's a bright switch. Anytime you see M, it's the mid switch. If you see OD in the name, the whole amp is called the Continuum OD amp, but I used OD to designate the OD channel because you can switch that on. Now, I've done a different amp call that had the Continuum moniker in the past. That really was a much different amp, and let me tell you why. You're going to find a lot more harmonic richness. ToneX is going to be V2. You're going to find a lot more just juice, and really what that is there's a signal structure switch, high and low. If low is in the title, it's low, kind of like the other amp was. But when you do it high, that's where this amp really comes alive, and you just get a lot more. The back end of this amp is a lot different than that one. That was a much older sort of model, and this amp, this Continuum amp, has really evolved into what Chad is making now with the 2 channels and all the stuff that's there and that signal switch. So there's a lot difference between that old amp and this one. I think they both sound good. This one really is one of the best amps I've ever played. Strong, but delicate, just deep and like big in the low end, you know what I mean? Just big, you know what I mean? But then it's got all the... It's just got all the juice and the sort of sizzle stuff. And it's just really got it all where it counts. Now, obviously, you know that there's going to be some pedals in here, blues breaker, claw, that sort of thing. But you're going to find this OD channel really just sings. So if you're on, don't be intimidated by all the captures in there. There's a lot, but that's okay. For Helix, you've got 2 presets and you've got a bunch of different IRs. Just drop the OD ones in the OD slot, drop the regular ones in the regular slot. You've got a channel switching option in there to get 2 channels. You've got the regular stuff for Headrush, super clones. They sound, it's like with the mid on, with the bright on, different stuff like that. So there's a ton of options inside. Here's what I like to do, and there's free stuff in the link below, and then I'm going to show you what a bunch of stuff in this new pack. Here's like kind of one of my favorite cleans, go-to clean, and it's SW Continuum B2. I believe this one's free in the link below because it just gives up the goods on a middle position here. Man, there's just so much like 3D quality on the neck. It's that kind of dirty, but not really, that kind of pushed, harmonically rich thing, but it's still clean. If you want to go over to the Overdrive channel, I think that this amp does a really beautiful job. Chad did a really great job voicing this Overdrive channel to really kind of be a type of tone you would want if you're a person who's like, oh yeah, I like running my Klon, my Blues Breaker, my whatever, and kind of that similar tone, but take this amp, what it does well, extend it into a second channel. How do you get more gain? And you get like this sort of thing here. Here's SW Continuum OD2. Beautiful. If you want something even thicker, turn that mid switch on. ODM2 is going to get you, it's just going to make your telly or your bridge or whatever sound, just a single coil on the bridge, it's going to sound thick and big. It's going to sound like that. Just big and thick and vocal and lovely, and you can just get all Ooh, I dig that, man. There's a bunch of other sounds in here, including some marked SIG, some pedal stuff. SIG is like trying to get, that kind of tone. You know what I'm saying, man. Come on, they're all available. There's a bunch of stuff in there. Headrush users, I didn't leave you out of this one, and there's a lot more coming. I'm an HW. Go check out this pack. I really want you to put these under your fingers. So there's some free stuff in the link below, and I'm really excited to be doing this official pack with SineWave. I'm going to get Chad on here, and we're going to be chatting about the amp, and we're going to be doing some stuff to kind of showcase these and just how they all came out. But they all sound lovely. They all sound great. HW, out.